Greetings, travelers. Wasabi back again with part 6 of the Kaizo Grail. Today we'll be diving further into the new challenger for the Kaizo Grail. We're going to be taking our paladin through Nightmare today, hopefully, and setting ourselves up for hammers for next time in Hell. We had an interesting time in Nightmare, and we'll have to see how it goes. This game really likes to lull you into a false sense of security, and then BAM! Adrenaline spike. Nightmare started like most things. A lot of caffeine and a dream. I decided to finish off my levels in normal Pendle before I headed to Nightmare. I got a couple unlocks from him. Aratha's Cord and the Face of Horror mask. I actually decided I should probably wear the mask since it gave all res and strength, and put it on immediately. So after some quick leveling up, I set myself up for Nightmare, and I looked toward the Countess for some simple upgrades. I was planning on riding out Holy Fire until I got a decent amount of gear for hammers. Holy Fire doesn't really feel bad except for near the end of Act 3 and 4. I was trying to get an IO from a Bulwark and a couple Amarunes for spirits and a Soul Rune for insight. But I also needed the basic, which I knew was pretty common in Nightmare Countess. Very quickly searching on my way down to the Countess, I found myself an IO rune. Not even off the Countess herself, just some random fallen crazy. Off the Countess herself, she ended up giving me a new unlock, Tancred's Crowbell. That set is pretty high up on the worst sets in the game list. I also found myself a nice shield for Ancient's Pledge. I could really use the resistances for Nightmare. With the new shield acquired, and most of the runes I was after acquired, I decided it's time to move on to Andy and Act 2. Holy Fire melted Andy very quickly, and not much to show for it. No SOJ is pretty much the standard for Nightmare Andy for me. While traveling through Act 2, I actually was really enjoying how much Holy Fire was killing random mobs. And I happened to open a chest and it gave me a new unlock, the Berserker's Hatchet. A real game changer item for me if you ask me. While getting the amulet, I ended up getting Vidalia's bow as well. New unlock acquired. Not sure what I should expect from Nightmare drops though, but these are pretty bad items. I will say the next thing I found was something that I never thought I would accomplish. I first timed Arcane. That's honestly an achievement for me. So I take back everything I said about the Nightmare drops. This is the greatest drop all for me. With my new time skip of first time Arcane, I met Duriel and he stuck to the plan of no drops. But moving to Act 3 felt kind of good. The Holy Fire devastated the low level mobs, but along the way I got a couple useless unlocks. The Battle Branch and Angelic Ring. Angelic Ring can be very useful since it has such a high attack rating, but honestly I don't plan on staying Holy Fire for much longer. Once I get to Act 4, I was swapping to hammers if I got my gear or not. Since I was so close to getting ready to swap, I took one of my white crystal swords and rolled the sockets and got lucky with 4. BAM! Ready for Spirit Sword for hammers. I cracked the orb, found myself a summoning druid grand charm in Trav, and I thought I might as well use this for later to roll for some of my gems. I was pretty scared of dolls on my way down to Mephisto, but going slow did net me a new unlock, the Black Tongue Sword. After taking my time in Durance, I got myself to Mephisto and realized that my damage was a bit lacking at this point. And now, with my bow for insight and my sword for spirit, I could swap now to hammers and save myself some time. After redoing my character and realizing my damage was way better, Mephisto died and dropped me some new gloves, the Hand of Brock. They just weren't great, but somehow better than what I was wearing, so I put them on and headed to Act 4. I charged my way to the forge and remembered how good my forge was on the barb. I was stoked for maybe a limb rune or something, but I was brought back to reality with my drops with an IO rune. Still not bad, because I can use it for my mercenary helm once I get a 3-socketed helmet for him. Soon after Chaos had begun, and with hammers engaged and infinite mana, I spun my way to Diablo. He was really easy to kill. The Paladin really did feel so much better than the Barb. I was taking my time in this run, and I was somehow still 3 times faster than the Barb was. It was honestly like I was playing a completely different game. With Diablo down, I made my way to Act 5. I felt pretty unkillable at this point, so I made my way up the mountain and had some butt-clenching moments with souls in the river. But I got by, and hammers really never had trouble with ancients, that's for sure. Now, where I did have some trouble was in the throne room. I underestimated the Hell Witches, and I got amped. I probably should have died right here, but I think I got down to 20 health. I was really surprised I lived. Those Hell Witches was the hardest part for me, but with the butt clenchy moment, we really overcame it. So we finished off the waves and got to Bale. I am a big fan of Nightmare Bale. He can drop me some great items. I've even gotten a Shaco off him before. Oh, come on. Come on, Shaco. A humongous axe? That's your drops? Come on. In conclusion, this run was much better than the Barbarian overall. I spent most of Nightmare staying Holy Fire, but honestly, probably should have switched sooner. But next time, we'll start Hell after leveling some off of Nightmare Pindle and Nightmare Cows. Really looking for a few things that can help get our Hell playthrough started. A Spirit Shield would really help a lot, but to replace the Ancient's Pledge that I'm wearing right now, I'm going to need a Lum Rune to make a smoke to balance out the resistances that I'll be losing. I still need a 3-socketed helmet to make myself a bulwark. I'm really surprised how I haven't found that yet. A couple items I would like to see drop soon is probably Trang's gloves, a good FCR ring, maybe a wizard spike. These would both help me bridge the gap for resistances and faster cast rate. I really want to hit that 125 breakpoint for FCR. I may lose some damage with the wizard spike, but I could replace my 29 all resistance amulet with a poly skill amulet and probably hit the 125 breakpoint with it. This would increase my damage because I could send out hammers even faster. Well, I'll see you next time. Hopefully things keep going on track and I can find some of the stuff that I need. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video and see you in Hell.